to another multiplayer battle on Call of Warhammer, Beginning of the End Times, a mod for Medieval 2. Today we're going to have a battle between orcs and goblins and lizardmen. In the Araby Desert map, my opponent today is Lieutenant Dan. I have 2 units of boar biggins and 2 units of orc biggins, with 2 units of the rock lobas for ranged, and 2 units of black orc destroyers, with 2 units of regular black orcs, and 2 units of Roglin's armored orcs for crossbows. Also on the side we have 2 units of trolls. I decided to bring quite a lot of ranged contingent today because I thought that lizards don't really have a lot of missile trips, and I just thought fuck it, why not, because orcs and goblins have got some decent missile units. The multiple HP Roglin's armoured orcs are very effective because they have armour piercing crossbows bolts, and the crossbows in Medieval 2 are very effective at killing heavily armoured targets, or in this case heavily scaled targets. Lieutenant Dan today has brought 4 units of Orcsvslizards, with 3 units of cold ones on the left, 5 units of Saurus, and a unit of Stegodons, plus 2 units of cold one cavalry on the right on the hill. And he sees that I have the missile superiority, minus of course his Slam Mage Priest, which has taken a few early shots off and is already at 30% damage. It is considered a artillery piece, so it can take a lot of damage if the rock lobba would ever hit anything, mind you. But I countercharge his lizardmen with a contingent of black orc variants. Also send my boars to kind of intercept his cold ones to stop them getting good flanking. The Stegodons have flanked the black orcs, and he gets a very good shot off in the middle and begins to rout one of the black orcs with the Slam Mage Priest shot. I was trying to rush through and kill the Slam Mage Priest with my cavalry, but he intercepted both units on either wing. The Orcsvslizards have made a punch up the middle onto the Roglin's armoured orcs. Again, I'm still firing volleys at the Slam Mage Priest. That's now at 60% damage. He is winning the cavalry fight on the left as all the black orcs are engaged on the Saurus. The boar biggins are doing okay against the cold ones because I think orc boar biggins are a 2 hit point cavalry unit, whereas the cold ones are not for lizards. I committed my trolls into his Orcsvslizards, so it's a big model on a big model. I have 2 orc biggins in the rear, just guarding the rock lobbas. He committed his cavalry to try and take out the rock lobbas, but the biggins are keeping the little goblins in line and make sure they're firing. He has committed his cavalry, and there goes another shot from the Slam Mage Priest. Let's see if I can spot where it lands. He fires it into the middle of the crossbows and takes out a considerable number of orc biggins. The Slam Mage Priest is a very effective artillery piece, but I had no option but to target it with the rock lobbas. But it's doing a lot of damage, and this army is kind of routing. He does another excellent charge here with the Orcsvslizards into the Roglin's armoured orcs, and the Stegodon is still alive. I was trying to fire crossbow bolts into the Stegodon because I know that crossbow bolts are armour piercing, so it will negate the kind of fixed scales of the Stegodon. The trolls have mopped up what's left of the Orcsvslizards here. I seem to be winning that fight, and they're now hammering into the Saurus. I now committed what's left of the orc boar biggins and the black orcs that came back from routing, and are committing to tie down the cold one cavalry. Also, melee fight is pretty evenly matched, but he's going for another cavalry charge on my black orcs in the rear, which is a smart move. He's winning. He's whittled down the black orcs, but he also didn't realise that I now have a unit free to go target his Slam Mage Priest, which was winning the battle. or was making it was a pain in my side because it was killing so many units and routing half my army with every shot. But it's a very effective unit. It's a little better in siege if you ask me, but it's still effective in field battles if you can protect it. I did try to get 60% and I'm getting a good charge off here into the temple guard that are guarding this land mage priest. The rock lobber shots are pretty ineffective. His cavalry contingent on this wing is preparing, I think, for a charge on the orc biggins, or he's going for my crossbows. But I still have the 2 units of biggins in the rear, ready to react to this. The stegodons have now forced melee on the crossbows, and one of them has went down, along with some of the Orcsvslizards engaging my crossbows. But then again, they're still a 2 hit point unit, despite being missile units, and their stats are pretty decent. He gets a nice little charge off, but I counter charge with the biggins, seeing that he's committed his cavalry. Also, he couldn't go for a direct charge on the rock goblins from the front because of the stakes that were placed in front of them at the beginning of the battle. So he decided to go for the crossbows instead, which is quite a good move. I have tied down the slime mage priest, so it is no longer firing, and they're slowly killing the temple guard that are guard the slime mage priest artillery piece. The trolls in the middle are just owning and getting lots of kills. They're slowly whittling down the Saurus. He manages to break away with 1 unit of cav and a stegodon, and is going for another charge on the black orcs. But it is a troll unit there as well, so the cavalry is slowly being whittled down. I counter charge that because he sees that he's getting bogged down, and let's see if these orcs can manage to take down a stegodon. They are whacking at it, and it doesn't appear to be going, so I commit my cavalry back to the main fight because I see them losing the main battle line, to countercharge what's left of the Saurus and temple guard, because my black orcs are needing a little bit of a hand. The stegodon managed to rout the biggins. I don't know if that was a shot from the slan mage priest again, or I'm assuming it was. The crossbow bolt's getting ready to fire. Unleash a volley on the Cold One Knights. Countercharge with an R unit of biggins. Biggins are just reacting to whatever he's sending to my flank me. Also over here I've surrounded the Saurus, and this land mage priest is down, lost a lot of men in that unit. It can still fire though, still effective. The stegodon finally goes down thanks to the biggin charge. So a lot of the units in this army are multiple HP, and the orcs are celebrating that they've killed a massive stegodon, as well they should. And I think one final charge on the Slan Mage Priest should take care of it. There's a couple of Saurus there and some Temple Guard dotted about somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 6 Temple Guard left in that unit. The thing about Orc Cavalry is, when it's tired, it's a very slow moving cavalry piece. So you want to get charges off early as Orcs, because the boars are too slow to react to heavy flanking maneuvers in the late game. But having cavalry in the late game is always going to be an advantage in medieval too. Again, the trolls are still alive. They racked up a fair number of kills this battle. Firing more rock goblin shots because they've begun firing again. The only target I could really find was the Slan Mage Priest, because I didn't want to hit him on orcs, as unorky as that sounds. The goblins were told not to target the black orcs because they would kill more black orcs than they would lizards, and the black orcs would win the fight ultimately in the end. There's a cold one left there fighting the trolls, but at this point it's futile. It was a very close battle. I don't know if I got a shot off on the Slan Mage Priest. No, it's still at 60%. He can't really die, in the sense the model will stay there unless it's completely destroyed, and you need to do 100% damage to destroy it. It's only at 60% now, but the unit manning the Slan Mage Priest, his guardians, cannot fire while engaged. There's a lot of dead Croxagores and Cold Ones, and the Trolls and Black Orcs have seemed to have mopped up what's left of the Saurus. There's one unit of free Temple Guard left, making a valiant fight, but I'm firing crossbow bolts. I actually think this is the General, and the cool thing about this battle is, if I'm not mistaken, the General is the last one to die. So it's very nice to see that the General fought to the death, and he's running, but he runs into a rock, and we catch up with him and kill him. And I'd like to thank Lieutenant Dan for taking part. The Orc Poor Biggins got quite a lot of kills. The Black Orcs got over 100 kills, both of them. The Trolls got 50 and 70 kills. And the crossbows were quite effective as well. There wasn't really a unit that didn't pull its weight, other than maybe the first Boar Boy unit and one unit of Biggins that got annihilated by a Slan Mage Priest shot. But it was a good game. It was quite close. I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and goodbye.